Hi, this is Fix My Fibro and my name's Bernadette. The one simple thing I want to tell you is that your fibromyalgia is real. It's nasty. You have terrible symptoms. But the problem is you're not diagnosed correctly. And because you're not diagnosed accurately, you don't get treated. So I just want you to know that there is someone that believes your fibromyalgia is real. Fibromyalgia is estimated to have an incidence of approximately 5 to 8% in the population. That is millions of sufferers when you look at an 8 billion population. It's hundreds of millions of sufferers. And it is not uncommon for us all to be having the same symptoms. The symptoms are varied, but we have the same symptoms, but we have the same symptoms at different times. And it's because the doctors don't understand the complexity and because the doctors don't have the ability to diagnose you accurately for the complexity of your disease that they do not diagnose you. And when you don't get diagnosed, you don't get treated. And when you don't get treated, your symptoms compound and get worse. And then it just becomes this absolute mess of absolutely chronic symptoms. So I'm going to explain all your symptoms. I'm going to explain how you can get your life back. I've had my life back for, close on 20 years now. I went back to full-time work. I manage my illness because I understand the symptoms. I'm a scientist. I'm a biochemist. I did human physiology and biochemistry as my majors at university. And then I also did postgraduate in molecular genetics and discovered some genes. But then I went into the corporate world. I decided to not stay in the research world, but in the end, I've ended up researching my own fibromyalgia, and I've been a scientist doing that. And I don't care what any of the doctors say. I'm going to prove to them and I'm going to teach them what is really behind fibromyalgia and why they're not diagnosing it, why they can't see the symptoms because of the multi-layered effect of the illness, because there are several things going on at the same time. And so it's bad enough if you just had one illness. And that's why I think the doctors have not been able to crack it, even with the advent of the long COVID and the pandemic. They've now learned things about long COVID and similarities to chronic fatigue syndrome. And we know chronic fatigue syndrome is similar to fibromyalgia. I'm going to explain it all because it all fits in really neatly into certain diseases. One of them I characterised, hasn't been characterised on the planet before. The other one is characterised but has no diagnostic test. And the diagnostic criteria for that test is actually inappropriate because we all have it, but we don't meet the diagnostic criteria. Therefore, we never get diagnosed. So we need to talk about it in a lot more detail. I'm going to give you lots of information, explain it in normal terms so that you understand it, explain the science to you, make it simple, KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. That's the only way to explain things. So I will give you all of my knowledge and tell you how you can manage your fibromyalgia. You're not going to ever get rid of it. Don't ever think you're going to cure it. That doesn't happen. You've got it for life, but I can tell you, you can live an almost amazingly wonderful life, go on holidays, go back to full-time work, go and enjoy time out socialising, spend time with family and friends, doing things that you want to do, and you don't have this burden of chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic everything, relating to your symptoms because you don't understand what's going on. It's just like this lottery of random symptoms being thrown at you day to day that is completely disabling. So I'm going to help you. You're going to learn a lot. I hope you enjoy the videos. Thanks a lot for listening, and I wish you good health in the future once you learn about what's really going on.